Hi. Oh, it's live. Fuck. Hi, YouTube people. Okay, so it's me, Jennifer. Hello. The reason I'm making this right now, let me get okay. So, there you go, centered. The reason I'm making this right now is because what's that word? Doing an anniversary thing. 7 years and 4 months. Uh, I don't actually think anyone's gonna watch this, but just throwing it out there into the universe. So this is gonna be less about the actual, how do I say this? Like the actual transition itself. It's more about the one thing that helps me get through it. So I'm gonna pull up my other phone here, and we're gonna get our notes now. Let's look at something I want to show you people of the world. So transitioning is fucking hard. It is difficult. It's fucking hard. There's no way of sugarcoating it. It's fucking hard. Now, I started transitioning 8 years ago, back in 2014. At the very beginning of the year, I was 19, and life was weird. It was normal as fuck, but like inside, I felt terrible. Like, how do I say this? I didn't want to be on this planet anymore. I don't care. Like, I wasn't gonna like do anything about it. I was just like, man, like life fucking sucks. You know? Um, sorry. Life fucking sucks. Like, what's the fucking point? Like, of continuing, And I had never had any sort of, like, my life was good, but I'll be honest, I definitely had my own problems, like, that were difficult. And even then, I can still say, compared to right now, a lot easier on paper. But here's the thing. Inside, man, I felt like my soul was dying. It's hard to explain it, but I felt like it was like just life itself was crushing my soul. And I've always known I wanted to, be a girl and one day be a woman and, like just be me. And it is fucking hard to conceptualize that, like to truly understand that it's not easy. It's like, how do you tell people that, it's fucking, it's hard. But I said, you know what, man, might as well be dead. Like, what's the point? Like, I wouldn't do it because I know what it would do to my family. Like, that is not gonna be something I do to them. But at the same time, I wasn't doing them any better. Like, I lived pretty chaotically back then. Shit. And the thing is, I was killing myself with really killing myself. It wasn't like I was doing it on purpose. It was just like I drank a lot of soda, I ate a lot of food. I started smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol, and like just I did a lot. And that was my way of, I guess, coping with life. I was overweight. I was actually like obese, I guess you can say. Like, I actually weigh less right now. My hair's fucking weird. Um, I weigh less right now than I did in seventh grade. And the whole point of what I'm trying to say is I was fucking miserable. Like, that's this 5 minutes. I don't want to understate how miserable I was. It was life blew. Like I had so many things to be grateful, but I couldn't appreciate any of it because I just felt terrible. And then I was about to turn 20, and I said, "Fuck, is this how I'm gonna live the rest of my life? This fucking sucks." So I did what I thought anybody would do in that situation. I said, "You know what? Like I already know how this will end. Like this is not pretty. It's terrible. It's not gonna end well." That's what I'm trying to say. Like just diabetes or lung cancer, just something preventable that like I just didn't care about. Just I can see myself paying child support and like all kinds of shit because like I was not gonna be a good husband if I was gonna like, grow up and be a man. Like it's just not. It was never gonna happen. So I can definitely see myself trying to end up having kids, but like I would just blow it up. Just it would not work. So I decided to transition. Um, I haven't been this candid in my previous videos. I just don't really like. I feel like I'm pretty fucking open about things, but like, no, I want to drive the point home on this one because this is where the video's gonna get corny. So I decided to transition, you know, and the first thing I did was I was like, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna go to the fucking gym. And once I go to the gym, like, I have to actually prove to myself that I'm not a giant, spineless, weak, person. At least not on the inside. And I had struggled with weight. I was like, dude, if I can't lose weight, if I can't transition from being a fat person to a skinny person, how in the fucking world am I gonna transition from boy to girl? Like, it's just, you know, like I wouldn't believe in me. But then I went to the gym and I lost 65 pounds in like 60 days, I think. No, yeah, about 2 months. And I was like, what the fuck? like the first thing I did was like I said it out loud, like, hey, I'm gonna transition. Like I'm transgender. Like it is what it fucking is. Like I it's it's something that I just am, and hiding it was just killing me. So let's give it a shot. Let's give life a shot. And it was incredible. Like I was able to lose weight, something I struggled with. I was able to do it in two months, and I was like, wow. I started feeling this empowering feeling of willpower. Like I could do anything. I could literally do anything. All I had to do was just do it. It was just like it was weird because all of a sudden I was like, I was gonna start going on dates, and I said, all right, and I never thought I would be. I said, let's just project some confidence, fake it till you make it. Just fucking be a confident human being, and hopefully they buy it. Because then if they buy it, and then they think I'm a confident human being, then I might buy it too. Like, because I don't feel like I'm confident. It's just something that like fucking just happens, like bleh, just, you just exist. At least now, like back then, fucking different life. So it gets to the point where I'm just like, what the fuck? I was able to date. I was able to like look real good. I was at least a 6 or 7, like which is pretty good in my book. And I mean, life just became easy. And I was like, holy fuck. Like I thought life was gonna be so fucking hard. Especially before I was born. Like I've seen some of that stuff on TV and like just heard people talk about it like the 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s. Just keep going. It was fucking terrible time. Openly trans. Like it's just not something that you can fucking make it through. And then it was it was weird because I I said, holy fuck. Like I thought I was gonna end up playing life on like extremely difficult mode, like I was just not gonna stand a fucking chance. I was like, life's gonna get a lot fucking harder. Like, are you really gonna do this shit? And it felt easy. And then I had a conversation with dad, and let's just say it didn't go very good. And I said, you know what, like, I don't, I have a life to live. Like, I can't pretend. So I bought a ticket to Indiana. Like, I grew up in fucking California and just bought a fucking ticket to the East Coast, which is that's Midwest, you know, North, but it's that time zone. It's far. I've never left California at this point. I'm just some kid, some average nobody with fucking nothing ever was gonna happen in my life. And then it's where it gets weird. I'm in Indiana with this friend. You know, we're cool friends back then. Um, and we just lived in this one bedroom apartment, and it was me and him in the living room of someone else's apartment. That's how fucking broke we were. And I thought it was easy. No, fuck no. Like, I get to wake up every fucking day of my life, and I get to be me. Like, I don't. Life is easy. Like, no matter what life threw at me, I was like, fuck no. Like, this is easy. And I was working at an assembly line too, packing computers, and then I worked at a. I was also doing drag as well. Met some drag queens. Still, life got fucking fun. I was 20, and people were letting me into places everywhere, bars and clubs and after parties, and I'm like, what the fuck? What am I doing here? Like, holy shit, this is awesome. And then I was working at a giant Monsanto fucking warehouse, and I was just I was just doing I was a janitor for a while. I was just like, fuck it, let's see what being a janitor is like. I don't want to find out later. Let's do it now. That way I might know when I'm not gonna want to miss out on. And I have my 7 months in Indiana. I'm like, this doesn't feel right. And had a conversation with dad, and I ended up going back home, and got weird because like it just I don't know. It's like I was just like my life was going one direction, and that minute I decided to transition and lose the weight, and everything just branched. Like you basically create the reality that you live in, and the reality that I was supposed to live in, like the what everybody saw, just changed one day because I decided to transition. That one decision, and after that, I drove to California 35 hours without sleep till I got to the Mojave Desert. And even then, I still kept going, but I was like, no, too tired. And I was dehydrated and hadn't eaten. And I was just like, all I did was just smoke a pack of cigarettes on the way there. And it was fun. It was like, they broke my window on the side, and I didn't have a window. I didn't have a stereo. Um, didn't even have a car charger. Just me in the open road and a pack of cigarettes. And then, and then, doing all kinds of weird jobs here and there. And then ended up working in the warehouse unloading trailers. That's where I used to work. And I just asked my managers, like, hey, can you ship me out of here? Like, I don't know. I don't want to be in California anymore. Just see what I find. I went to Michigan. Fucking sucks. Not going back there to live. They went to Virginia. Surprisingly worse. And then, at least from what I'm looking for. And then I went to Idaho. And I get here and I see the city and I'm like, there's no way I'm leaving. Like, you create reality. I said, no fucking way. it's pretty difficult because in my mind it was easy, but the difficult part was actually going through it. I get there and I'm working like 12 to 14-hour shifts, unloading trailers all over the perishables, frozen, and the dry side. And I buy a car on Craigslist for like $1,200. I found a roommate for like $400. And I said, I don't need friends or family around. Like I love to have them. Like I want nothing more than to be around them sometimes. But I also know that I don't need anybody. I mean, it's really nice to have people. But in here, like I was like, I can do it. I don't need anybody to help me. This person here can do it. Like, why the fuck can't I? Can't I? Like, just do it. And then I end up. That's where I started my YouTube channel. I was in the other house. I was just. That's right at the beginning when people had just started. Jennifer and Jenny, and that was 2017. I was working at the restaurant because I left the warehouse. I walk into the restaurant and I'm like, dude, I just need a job, man. And he's looking for a cashier, and I'm like, sure, I'll do cashier. Like, how hard can that be? And then I'm like, but I want to learn how to cook. And he's like, yeah, just make sure you cashier that because that's what I need you. And I'm like, yeah, like cashier, clean, cook, like you name it, I can do it. And he's like, how much do you want? I'm like, dude, I'll take minimum wage. Like, I don't give a fuck. I just approve. I didn't tell them this part, just I said minimum wage. And he's like, damn, all right. Can't negotiate down from that. And I was just like, no, I have something to prove right now. I want to prove that all I need is an opportunity. It's not the money. It's just those opportunities. I was proving it to myself, really. That's what it was. I was just taking on new challenges, and this one was the next one. And I I was working so hard, 8-hour days, no breaks, or just nonstop working, and I would eat when I had a chance. So it's kind of a break. And then I'd eat there when I got there, and when I left, I got some food. And the manager gets me to his or the owner of the restaurant calls me to his office one day. He's like, "Hey, give an extra dollar." I'm like, "Dude, this is." In my mind, I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, I mean, sure, I could probably ask for $10 or $11, but it's easy to exploit someone. If someone is willing to take less, it's easy to exploit them. It's very easy because you're like, "Fuck," like, you don't want more? Okay, cool. I can profit that instead. But to tell me that he's gonna give me more money, I was like, yeah, like this guy values me. And value can show up in different ways. Like maybe it's more of like, man, you worked that hard for this little, like I need to pay you more because you might leave. Like it's so much easier to get more money. And I just started learning how to cook everywhere. And then I worked at some point because I we ended up taking Christmas off, so my count went back to zero. And I ended up working 94 days in a row after that. And then I got so fucking tired, and I was like, I didn't want to be here anymore. Like I got what I got, Like I learned so much about because I worked there for like 6 months, 5 months, something like that. But it was like no days off. I was constantly in there, learning recipes and doing all the prep cooking and cashiering on the front and on the drive-through at the same time, and all the cleaning and deep maintenance and stocking and like starting to cook. Man, I cooked all my meals. It was easy. Just I was like cooking fast was the problem. And I was like, yeah, I need to work behind a computer. So I did. I said that at one point before, so I went and did it. I was like, I just went on Indeed and I just fucking see what happens. And I get a phone call like, hey, you want to do tech support? I'm like, fuck yeah, well, let's do it. And same thing. I went in there. And I was like, no, I have some crazy stats. Like I ended up helping over 10,000 people, or at least 10,000 calls. I don't know. Maybe some of them didn't feel helped. I sure hope they did though. Yeah, I took over 10,000 calls, and I think closer to 12. It's not like every call is a full call, but you know what I mean. And just I worked what I worked, and then I move on to the next job where I'm at right now. And here's the cool thing: even right now, like I just go to work, and I'm like, no, I want to learn everything. I want to learn everything. I need to know everything, and that's it. Like I constantly seek more for me to do, and I'm like, yeah, I can totally do it. Okay, disconnect. Oh, so what I'm trying to get at here, uh, pause. I'm trying to get at is that like life became easy. I was able to find a way to make all of it work, and if I needed 6 hours a week, I was gonna do it. If it meant having to work two jobs at the same time, I was gonna do it. At one point, after here, and actually, I stayed in the same place. Like, I became really good friends with everybody there, or at least most people there. Sometimes I don't think they like me as much, but I don't know. Not that I care. I'm not here to be liked. But I went, and I was like, all right, let's. Actually, after leaving his house, I don't tell people often, but I lived in my car for a while just to see what it was like to like not have a home. It was easy because I had two jobs, so I'd just constantly be door dashing or at work, and then just go to the gym and shower. And I had a whole situation where like everything just worked, and I had a storage unit. It was easy until I got it's that sucks actually. Do not try it. Fucking do not fucking try that. It's stupid. It's fucking dumb to do it on purpose. If you end up in that situation, like fuck, that sucks. I wish you the best of luck. Like man, it's like 2 months in, I was like, holy fuck, I can see how I can end up stuck here. Like holy fuck, I need to go give me some stability. Like this is fucking weird. Then I went and got an apartment. Bunch of stuff happens, whatever. Then I'm here. Just a lot of stuff happens all the time. But what I'm trying to get at, sorry, I gotta stop saying what I'm trying to get at. But what I'm trying to get at is that life for me at this point is it's about choices. And I mean that in the most like honest way possible. Like I keep making the choice to say yes to life. I keep making the choice to be myself. I keep making the choice not to get drunk. Like I don't even touch alcohol now. Like fucking 3 years something now. I make the choice to like I drove to fucking Miami last year. Fucking went, touched it. Miami fucking sucks. Drove back. The drive there was amazing though. Cape Canaveral was probably the. I should have just gone to Cape Canaveral and then back instead of Orlando or Miami. The fucking traffic. It just instead of Orlando or Miami. The fucking traffic. It just everything looks ugly. There's traffic. And then okay, back to choices. And some cards fucking suck. Like you get a bunch of twos and fours, or not a bunch. That's kind of good. You get a two, a four, a seven, and an eight, and then fucking eight. Like you might be fucked, but life's about choices. Like it's about how you play that hand. Like you might fucking bluff. You might get people that have a better hand to fucking be like, oh fuck no, like you know, you have a good hand. You keep doubling down on your shit. At the same time, you could have a great hand, and then you could play it well, and you're probably gonna get greatness. Or you could end up with a good hand and you play it like shit, even if it's not your fault, and you get nothing. Or, you know, you get a shit hand and it's easy to lose. Simple as that. Like it's probably the worst case scenario to be in. When you have a bad hand and then just lose. Like that's unfortunate. My legs got on. But so here's where I'm at right now. Like right now, I try not to. It's complicated because my life fucking it's weird. Like my life is, it's in, I don't know how to explain it. It's full of stuff. Um, and I mean in a good way. Like I just went longboarding earlier. I did a full shift today at work. I fucking spent most of my time off trying to fucking pay the IRS money because taxes. And like, you know, it it's a great life. I feel like I live a good life because I get to do all of that shit by my, I was gonna say by myself, as myself. Like that's that's what I'm trying to say. So 26 minutes. But here's where I was actually gonna try to tell that a lot faster, but fuck, like I feel like I have this just I have like a brain that's like I I don't know how to explain it. Like it's just at this point in my life, I feel like there's like I have a long ways to go. Don't get me wrong. I am not no I am nowhere where I want to be at yet. I just want to keep trying and keep trying and keep trying, and I need to go back to school. I'm planning to get like FFS. Um and I'm also like what's the other thing? I want to maintain a relationship with my family and friends. All of that. I also want to buy a house, and that's getting harder, but I still want to do it. And like paying all the bills and stuff, and then all of that, and I still have fun on my own. I'm like, I'm gonna go on a hike. I'm gonna go on my longboard. I'm gonna go for a drive. I'm gonna go shoot some pictures and some videos. I'm gonna, watch a documentary or podcast or just some movies. Like, man, at any moment, like it's weird because at any moment my brain could just say, yeah, let's do it. Let's have a good one. Let's have a good fucking time right now. That can mean studying. That can mean learning. That can mean working. I have a great time working. That can mean being with my friends, talking to my grandma. Like I can call her and have a great time with her. Calling my grandma is not a burden or like what's that word? Calling my grandma is not a it's not a chore. It's like something I want to do. And I go and do it and have a great time. And I tell her I love her as much as possible. And I truly mean that. And I just whatever, like I can call my aunt and just have a good time. I can like I don't really have bad moments anymore. Even when I get pissed at the IRS, like just trying to file and go through all the forms and just getting mad because I hate forms. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna pay it on time. They're gonna get off my back, and we're gonna have a good time. And just every opportunity is a learning opportunity. Every time you run into a problem, it's a challenge. It's something you get to overcome. It's something you get to be better because of, not something that holds you back like a giant wall. Like you're not gonna stand there and just be like, oh, I'm done. Like no, you have to, you fucking have to just say no. Mm-mm. I'm not gonna let that be a problem in my life. And I've been on hormones now for 7 years. 7 years, and I get mood swings. I can cry easily. I watched Spider-Man. No Way Home, and I probably cried about 6 to 7 times, maybe a little more. Rough estimate. It's easy to cry. I'm not ashamed of it. I also don't like to cry in front of people. Like, if something makes me upset, like, no, I'm not gonna cry. Mm-mm. We're gonna laugh. I'm gonna make a joke, and I'm just gonna laugh, and nothing hurts if you're laughing, I am not gonna cry. Like, I was at a Vans Warped Tour, and I was crowd surfing for the first time, and then I landed on this giant stick, like this metal, thing to hold the crowd back. And that fucking hurt. The only thing I could tell myself was like, I'm not gonna cry in public right now. But I could be watching something random, and then that charity water ad comes on, and I'm like, fuck, like it keeps me crying the whole time, and I let it. Like I found this way to channel even my emotions when I have those massive mood swings when I feel like I'm pregnant, and like my estrogen levels are just like massively peaking, and I'm just like, wow, like this is insanity. It's like borderline second trimester levels of like hormones, and I'm just like, what the fuck? You gotta breathe, you gotta breathe, you gotta breathe. Just you do not want to cry in public, and you also want to overcome no matter what you feel. And then you somehow find ways to channel positivity and optimism and laughter and happiness and just always smiling and always just having a good attitude. And nothing hurts. I mean, it fucking hurts. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, my knees hurt sometimes. I fell off my longboard and I scraped all this and it hurt. Um, the surgery I'm gonna get on my face, oh, it's gonna fucking hurt. Oh, it's gonna hurt so goddamn much. Um, it's like one of those things. Like, it hurts, but no, it's not gonna. It's whatever, you know. It's one of those things where you have to find ways to just appreciate even the bad, and then you end up with this appreciation of life being good all the time. You just have to accept all the bad and channel it into good. And that's where when I started transitioning, I didn't think I was ever gonna get to this point. And now I'm at this point and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, holy shit. I I genuinely can't believe it. That's the reason I'm making this. It's like 30 minutes now. If you don't want to make it through this video this far, the video is probably not for you. I'm not a clickbait kind of YouTuber. Like I don't even think I'm a YouTuber. I just, I have this experience that I want to share because there was a point in my life when I was behind the camera or behind the screen, just looking at people on YouTube transition, and I was like, what the fuck? Like it's actually possible. Look at that. Just they're making it doable. They have these regular lives. They have these lives. They're living their life and they're happy. Or even when they're not happy, they're themselves, and that is a kind of happiness that is like it completes you. Otherwise, you feel empty without it. And when I was younger, I'd watch videos this long, especially when it was something that actually meant something to me. And I want to share a little bit of that just because there's probably somebody out there who looks at some other YouTubers and says, man, like like they say a lot of the same shit. And I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like anybody. I have this one perspective of my life and everything all the insight I've gathered and wisdom from other people and knowledge and experience. Like I take that with me everywhere, and it's my own. Like I am a happy person, and there might be somebody out there who's transitioning, who's not happy or scared that they won't be happy. And you know, I'm always happy. No, it's a little delusional to say that I'm always happy, but I am always happy. Even when bad stuff happens, like you have to live. I mean, you don't have to, like, you can do what the fuck you want, whoever's watching, but you have to, like, you have to appreciate everything. Life is not going to be perfect. A perfect life is a boring life, a perfect is, but if you could have everything you ever wanted at birth, what else do you want, you know? Coming from absolutely nothing for me, oh, life is fucking like I didn't think I was ever gonna get this far. It's insane. I genuinely can't believe it. I I look at my life and I'm like man, that's really my life. Like holy shit. It's uh it's weird because I never thought I was gonna get this far. And like even when I started transitioning, I was like, man, it's probably gonna be like by 7 years, I'm probably gonna end up like dead or something. Like life is gonna fucking suck. But you know what? Let's enjoy the fuck out of it. Let's just enjoy it, and let's enjoy all the bad and fucking at the end, then you get to say, was it worth it? Because you're already depressed, you're already upset. Like let's give it a shot, and then let's say, was it actually worse, or is it a lot of the same, or was it worth it? And I didn't think I was gonna live past 27. I was like, man, like the way I fucking live, like it's just dumb in many ways. I didn't think I was gonna make it past 27, and now I'm 28, and I started transitioning at least like since that first day. Hormones for 7, and it's like most people in my life just know me as Jennifer now. I changed my name legally. I don't really like think about that anymore. I don't think about how life used to be. I just live my life every single day, one day at a time. Just the next step, You can't take 10 steps unless you take one. So you just gotta keep taking steps over and over and over and over again and enjoy the fuck out of every single bit of it. Even the bad stuff, even when you're tired, even when it sucks, even when it hurts. Just enjoy it. Enjoy all of the beauty of life and all of its pain. But also don't kill your soul. Like you still want to have this sense of fulfillment with who you are, not out of ego or out of trying to be someone, but just by fucking being, just by being a person that you feel like you actually are, just being yourself at all times. Wow, nothing's better than that. I mean, there's a lot of good things, but that is something that is just you can't put a price tag on being yourself. Like honestly, like I don't think there's anything worse than pretending to be someone else. At least like when you get dementia, you just forget. When you get these other diseases, they sound terrible, and you get to be a victim. Like legitimately, you're like, hey, like I got ALS. Life is cruel, and I'm like, fuck yeah, life is cruel. But when you're pretending to be someone else, like you're literally pretending, you're a prisoner of your own creation. Like you are an actual prisoner that you put in a cell yourself inside your head, and no one else can see it, and you're living this miserable existence, and just people can't see it. They can't tell. It's one of those things where like just I don't know. Like that's why I don't understand why people like to lie. Because I used to, tell lies here and there, but it was like I always felt bad. Now I'm just like, fuck no, I'm just gonna tell the truth all the time now. And sometimes you gotta read the room and whatnot and be like, yeah, I'm gonna be more polite, or I'm gonna be more respectful, or let's take this seriously, let's focus hard and accomplish the mission. Whether it's fix something or trying to help someone or trying to, you know, pay your taxes or whatever, you have to just focus. And I don't know how to explain like what I'm trying to say. It's just a lot of what I've basically said this entire video from the beginning to right now, 40 minutes, is a lot of Stoic philosophy. I didn't really know that until last year. Stoicism is amazing. There's a lot of contradictions, and you don't want to just follow it blindly. It's just there's a lot of fucking wisdom in Stoicism. I've been reading a lot of Marcus Aurelius quotes, so I'm gonna end this video with like a few minutes of that. Um, Again, if you're the kind of person that actually wants to watch this, you probably can make it this far. Um, if you are the kind of person that, what's the word, like, you want to see entertainment, or like you want, like, I'm not gonna cry. I'm also not gonna spice it up. I'm just gonna tell it as it is right now. I've been thinking about today a lot because today marks 7 years, and 7 years are no more now. 8 years since I started. Like, fuck, I'm almost 30, and I started this right as I was gonna turn 20. It's been a fucking amazing ride, and I can't wait for the next 10 years. I mean, I definitely can. I don't want to speed through it. I want to enjoy every minute, but you know what I'm saying? So here are some quotes by Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. It's not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself and your way of thinking. Such as your habitual thoughts, such also will be the character of your mind, for the soul is dyed by the thoughts. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Each day provides its own gifts. Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight. Nothing has such power to broaden the mind as the ability to investigate systematically and truly all that comes under thy observation in life. Now that one's a bit more longer, but I liked it. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. And then it says, the universe is transformation. Life is opinion. That one, you have to really think about that too. It's kind of weird, but I fucking dig it. Do every act of your life as if it were your last. Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than his own soul. Soul, yourself. Tomorrow is nothing. Today is too late. The good lived yesterday. Think about that. Confine yourself to the present. That's how you do it. To live happily is an inward power of the soul. Be content to seem what you really are. Be content with what you are and wish not change, nor dread your last day, nor long for it. Despise not death, but welcome it, for nature wills it like all else. Meaning, like, if you die, you die. Like, you're gonna do this cool fucking thing, and if you die, you die. That is life. I'm not, no, this is where people should definitely still be rational, but I do some irrational things sometimes, and, you know, it's what it is. Anything in any way beautiful derives its beauty from itself and asks nothing beyond itself. Praise is no part of it, for nothing is made worse or better by praise. It derives beauty. It derives its beauty from itself and asks nothing beyond or inside of you. And I didn't want to make this a philosophy video, but it is a philosophy video. And most people are making videos of transition, politics, and like all kinds of drama. And like, I don't, I don't even want to make videos, to be honest. Like, I feel like I make these just so I can capture myself in time. And right now, on this fucking day, this is what I want to capture. Um, I don't know what I'm going to post at any point after this, but I just want to just be. And if making a video is part of being, then it is what it is. And if I feel like it's something I dread and don't want to do it, it's a good chance I won't. I want to go and do something fun and still responsible. It's a giant balancing act, and I fucking love every bit of it. At the same time, I am stressed out sometimes. I get overwhelmed at some points. I have lots of anxiety, and it's all of that sounds terrible, but I actually like those things because they help me get my shit together. I used to be a fucking loser. In many ways, I feel like I still am, but that's subjective. If I'm a loser, I'm a loser, and if I'm not, I'm not. Whatever. All I can do is put my best foot forward. But I used to be a massive loser because I didn't even put my fucking best foot forward. I just stood there like a fucking. I had no fucking ambition for life. I had no sense of like, hey, this is what I want. Here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna get. Like, no, I am constantly trying to just fucking just take the next step. Whatever it is, the next step. Time now. Like, even right now, I don't feel like I pass. Like I look at the mirror and I'm like, yeah, you still gotta try harder. But most people address me as female. I never have to ask anybody to correct themselves or anything. People just fucking say that, like, oh, like, you're a chick and it is what it is. But at the same time, like, that's because I put in a lot of small steps to get there. I did not do any of this overnight, except the weight loss. That was for sure overnight. But, or at least the drive was. But, like, what I'm saying is, life is fucking hard. Life has always been fucking hard. And I don't think it gets any fucking easier. If anything, life just gets harder. But you get stronger. And life doesn't have to be hard if you find the inner strength, that empowering feeling to conquer anything that you want to do with your willpower. Like, that's what you need in life. And that's for anybody, regardless if it's for transitioning or if it's for anything else in life. Like, most of what I read from those quotes were Marcus Aurelius, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. That there's a lot of wisdom like that can help you navigate life instead of hoping for like the 10 things you got to do or a list of instructions or ingredients. Like, no, like everything in life is just one step at a time. you know Find your what you want, go and just put a goalpost on it and just take small steps to get there, and you'll get there. That's it. There's no secret to life or anything. Just gotta keep trying every single day. Goodbye.